Hey everybody, just decided to pop on here before I call it an evening. Give you what I've been spending for the last 3 nights. And like I said, hopefully next Monday I'll have a video with a good friend of mine I haven't had a chance to hang out with for a while. Won't give any of those details out, let it be a surprise when it happens. So I guess, like, first of all, before I get into what I've been listening to, probably just need to go ahead and say a little something about the passing of Eddie Van Halen. The news broke yesterday. Yesterday, late afternoon, early evening. There's not really a whole lot that I really know to say. I think for my generation, his passing is about as hard to take as the previous generation when they lost John Lennon, in my opinion. I'm not trying to compare relevance or importance to music in general between Eddie Van Halen and John Lennon. I just think the importance to this generation compared to the importance to the previous generation, I guess, is really where I'm kind of going with that. There's not really a whole lot I can really say that either hasn't already been said by others on social media. It's a definitely something I wasn't expecting to be finding out yesterday, and I only have the one record so far from Van Halen. I chose not to play it yesterday or today, simply because I know a lot of people are pretty much making it like Van Halen Day, like the last couple of days or so, and probably will for the next maybe week or whatever. And that's totally, their choice, and I have nothing against that necessarily. I just think that Eddie was such a fan of music in general that I think he would just want you to listen to what you were already planning on listening to. If you were already in the mood for Van Halen, that it would have been Van Halen. If it was something else, something else. I think that I think sometimes we kind of and I'm not trying to speak bad on anybody who does this, but I think it's kind of like it's knee jerk to all of a sudden go back and listen to their music. The when you first find out they've passed or whatever, and to me it's kind of like if you weren't already listening to them, why'd you all of a sudden now you're gonna listen? It's not gonna change anything. It won't bring them back. I think that. And I think that some people probably can't even handle listening to an artist's music, or watching an actor's films or TV shows once they've passed. It's kind of a hard thing to kind of do sometimes. I think we should just let it always. I think music in itself should always be organic in the way that we listen to it, as far as just listening to it naturally as it would come to us, as it was already on our minds, something we were already in the mood to listen to, or listening to new music for the first time, whatever. I don't know. That's just my take on it. But definitely, rest in peace, Eddie. And I know the Van Halen family and the friends are going through a tremendous loss right now, and as we are in the music world. But make no mistake about it, they are going through it so much worse than we as fans of the music ever will. So that's all I'm really going to say about that. Let's get into a happier note and get into the music that I've been spending the last 3 days. Going to kind of start off, not really in any particular order, but I'm going to kind of start off with what's at the beginning of the stack, what I was listening to last night, tonight. And the last one I pulled out, I've had this one for a little while, and it's the second time I've spun it. Rock and Roll Over by Kiss. I think this is a pretty underrated record, in my opinion. I think, it gets lost in the 70s albums of, Destroyer and Love Gun and self-titled and Just a Kid, but this is still a really good, solid Kiss album, and if you haven't listened to it in a while, pop it on. These next two might as well count as more than one record because they are both live albums and double albums at that. And the first one, I think, probably belongs somewhere in the top 5 of rock and metal live albums, like, of all time. Go with Thin Lizzy's Live and Dangerous. Something I just picked up in the mail a couple days ago, I guess. Not really sure how many days ago it's been. Well, just a fantastic live album. And it's something if you don't know already, Huey Lewis, yes, Huey Lewis of the News, plays harmonica on this record. Very interesting information as I was kind of looking up some things. There's the inside to look at. So most of the ones I'm going to show you are stuff I recently got, with the exception of that Kiss record. There's one more that I got, but it was a first time spin for me on the other one. This is mostly new stuff that I've gotten. With my collection not being as big as a lot of other people's, I kind of gravitate more towards listening to all the new stuff I bring in, and then kind of later going back to some of the stuff I've had for a while. I'm not even at like 300 records yet, so not really a lot of randomness in what I do. So, and the other live album that I played tonight is Aerosmith Live, the bootleg, the official bootleg. This one of many Aerosmith albums I got. The last week and a half or so, most of the stuff I was ordering, with the exception of that Live and Dangerous, and there was another one I ordered at the same time that I got that, which is actually in this stack, so I won't mention it. But got a lot of Aerosmith, a lot of Cheap Trick. Started beefing up on my UFO collection. That's pretty much like the bulk of what I was getting last week and a half. But this is a really cool bootleg album, even though it's technically an official release. So having bootleg, I guess, just makes it look cool or whatever. So this is one of the first ones I ordered when I was going through grabbing all this Aerosmith stuff. It was like one of the last ones to get. It was hard to track because it was one of those that it shipped but gave you like no shipping information whatsoever. I didn't know anything about when it was going to be there until it actually showed up. Alright, so the next one I'm going to grab out is an artist I've just recently got into within the last few months. Been really digging Robin Trower lately. This is his In City Dreams, which is one of 3 records I have of his, and they all happen to actually be in succession, which is actually kind of funny. This is a really good record. I really like his blues guitar playing, and it's something that it actually I think was the last thing I listened to last night. So it did mellow me into I guess getting ready to go to sleep or whatever. But it's not like an album that'll put you to sleep. I mean, it's not like boring music. It's just kind of mellowed and just like so. Even though it's softer tones, just the playing is so beautiful. Let's see what we got next here. Oh yeah, another band that I got a couple records in during that big spin I was going through. I grabbed a couple of Boston records as well. And this is their self-titled debut. I did get Don't Look Back as well, which I've already listened to since I've had it. But if you haven't really ever listened to Boston, you really should. They're more than just More Than a Feeling. It's the first song, so it kind of gets that song out of the way for you. But the rest of this album and the rest of all the stuff I have listened to of theirs is just fantastic, rock driven, guitar driven rock stuff. I really kind of started getting into them lately. Next is something that I picked up at Scratch and Spin, beefing up my Merciful Fate collection. This is the self-titled debut EP. Some places I guess you can find it titled Nuns Have No Fun. I don't know if that's a regional thing or just what people are calling it anyway. But this is the debut EP from these guys. Came out in 1982. This is got a really cool kind of black and white splatter disc. I really like getting these newer records. I really like getting the seeing the different colors and designs and stuff on there. But this is where it all begins with these guys. Great 4-song EP. I did a video on my other channel that I haven't really been on in a long time. I did a video of top 5 metal EPs, and this one was definitely in that top 5. Next is another Scratch and Spin pickup, and I know on a previous video, I think it was Bad English, it said something about if I had enough Misfits records. Well, guess again, no. Collection 1, I picked this up because it's got some songs I didn't have on any of the other ones. So this makes the 4th one that I have for the Misfits. And there's a couple other that I'm still looking to grab too. So before you pose the question again, no, I'm still not done with the Misfits. Let's see what we got. We got 3 more. Another one, I think this one came in with the live Aerosmith, and this is Aerosmith Get Your Wings, which was 1974, Same Old Song and Dance, Lord of Thighs, Woman of the World, Pandora's Box, really good record. And now I have all but one of the 70s era Aerosmith studio albums. A Night in the Ruts, I think, is the last one that I'm missing from the 70s era. And the record that came the same time that Live and Dangerous did, adding yet another Alice Cooper to the collection, Lace and Whiskey. Really, really great condition. Record plays wonderful. As far as I can tell, this is an original pressing. It doesn't have the weight of anything newer. It's got 1977 written or typed onto the I don't know what you call this middle part of the record that has all the writing on it. I'm sure there's a name for it. I don't know what it is. Maybe somebody can put that in the comments. Give me a little bit of education. I always love learning stuff. And the last one I'm going to show you, like I said, I started getting a lot of more UFO in the collection. So I picked up, one of them I picked up was Misdemeanor. And this is on the Chrysalis label from looks like it says 1986. So starting to get a lot more of their stuff in the collection. I would really like to start getting some of Michael Schenker's solo stuff. So there you have it. These are, I think, 10 albums I've listened to in the last 3 days. You can count 12 if you really want to with the double live albums. But anyway, that's what I've got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and God bless.